Yo, we are back again with another video of the Feuding Bros, as usual, with Freddie and Thierry. Freddie, what's going on, man? How you been?
Not too bad, man. Doing good over here. I hope the same for you.
Yeah, just been a little bit sick. That's how we missed the last week's video, but I am back and I'll try to survive. This is bug out there. There's just, killing people, but I'm still here. I'm all right. What about you, Thierry? What are you saying?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good. Yeah, glad to see you okay as well. Yeah, it looks like it's really going around lately with the bugs, but yeah, man, doing good.
Yeah, all right. Well, let's get cracking. Obviously, we missed last week, but I think we're just gonna crack on, man, because the action is just fast and furious right now. So maybe if there's something that we need to go back to, we can just quickly touch on it. But depending on the time and everything. But if not, we'll just carry on forward. And so let's get cracking with game week 24. As usual, guys, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Let us know what you think of our videos and just participate with us, man. All right, game week 24. Only one place to start. And again, it's at the Emirates. Be humbling. Today, I'm not going to start first. I just want to hear you guys first. Hear your impressions before I butt in. But yeah, 5-1 demolition at the Emirates against the champs. A demolition that was overdue, to be honest, for my life. But yeah, let me hear you guys, man. Let me hear you. Terry, what's going on, man? What did you think?
Honestly, it's weird because I was definitely expecting like a demolition because we know there's a grudge in this game. It's from last game. There's so much, there's so much and that's what we want. Like I was seeing some guy talking about it, and people in the comments are like saying, "Oh, Arsenal talking, you guys haven't won anything." But I'm like, forget all that, man. We want there to be blood. We want people to we want some shit hassery. Like we need that. Like we need that in the title races. It's not like the Liverpool City thing was nice, but like it was never nasty. And I was like, we need that nastiness.
But even on that, even this fixture was never nasty because you remember back in the days, every time we played them, and then Guardiola would come out and say, "Oh, Arsenal, they play so well."
The bromance between Arteta.
A bit patronizing, I thought it was. But
he was.
It's definitely, blood.
Now it's blood. And I don't know if you're seeing in the press conference after the game, they asked him if he saw Louis Kelly's celebration, and he was mad. he was trying to hold what he wanted to say. Like you could tell, the man was rattled, man. But
literally bugged for a good minute.
Exactly, that's what we want to see. So, but I was expecting a mauling, and the game looked like it was going to be like that the first 5-10 minutes, and then still, to be fair to them, they got into their stride a little bit. They started to play a little bit. They started to do something. I don't know if it's because you guys dropped off a little bit. I don't know, but they started to play a little bit. I do think I would have loved to see you guys. Obviously, it's a big game. You still have to be wary of them, but with where they've been, I would have loved to see you guys just press them, because every time you guys were pressing them, they were cuffing it up. They could just not play around the press, and then it's when you guys drop off a little bit, they start maybe doing something, they start creating stuff, and they have good players. They're always gonna hurt you a little bit and create. And they started creating some chances. They looked all right. They looked decent. But I mean, as soon as they scored that equalizer, it was done for them. After the equalizer was done, I mean, the Partey goal, obviously, that's very lucky, and maybe that's what really you guys maybe needed at the time. That just that.
Yeah, but it was because of how quick it came after their goal. It was just
exactly.
Exactly. Out of them, and then they just dropped their head.
Yeah. It took the air out of them, and they just never got back. After that, it was all Arsenal. They couldn't do anything anymore, and that was my surprise a little bit, because I thought initially that you guys would just overrun them, because they just cannot handle intensity. And we saw last week against Chelsea where they just went long. They just went long because they knew if we try to play, if we try to match their intensity, if we try to press and all that stuff, we can't do it. So they just went long. So I don't know if you guys I think maybe Arteta was thinking about that too, was let's not go too high, and they can just go long to Haaland and stuff like that, maybe. But yeah, I feel like if you guys had just gone like all the way, like this would have been, they might have gotten 1 or 2, but this would have been like a murder. But 5-1, you take it, you got your your bragging
I mean,
rights.
5-1 is pretty murderous.
5-1 is already a battery.
What did you want?
It's already pretty bad.
He was going for 10. Like,
No, I was going for I was going for even more. No, it's already pretty bad. It's already bad, but yeah, I mean, hey, the big game delivered, and yeah, I mean, City's done this year. I mean, any if there was any like inkling or hope or whatever left of them coming back in this title race, is pretty much done and dusted now. And yeah, we'll see what they can do. To, like I was saying, they will struggle to make top 4. I still think it will be a struggle. I think they'll probably make it, but yeah, good game for you guys. You guys stay in the race. Like if you guys had lost, it would have been bad with Liverpool coming, but we'll talk about Liverpool, obviously. I feel like they'll draw against Everton. I don't know what you guys think, but yeah, someone else can take it away. I have a weird feeling they will draw against Everton. At least, I don't think they'll win. I don't know why.
What do you say, Freddie? What do you say?
Yeah, I mean, starting with that, with Liverpool, who knows? I feel like they're feeling the pressure too, so they're gonna have to show their best colors against Everton, and it's Everton. They've been good recently, but it's still Everton. Big derby. We'll see about that. But back to the game, man. This is a battering. This is like a spanking. Like the stay humble moment did not mature well at all. Like, oh my goodness, he's like a meme right now because you just don't do that. You just don't do that. You were supposed to be humble that day, and look what has turned around now. Literally, from the moment the game started and Arsenal put a bit of pressure. I mean, 2 minutes, that's all it took to get that first goal. And you could see
Havertz even missed a sitter as well.
Havertz missed a sitter.
No.
He got lucky to redeem himself down the line, but that was a sitter. Literally.
I almost shot him, man. Like,
bro, one-on-one open goals. What's going on? You know? He did make it back, as I said, and the kids were really impressive. I know I'm going a little bit over the place, but the kids were really impressive, man. Luis Kelly, Wanyeri, great goal from Wanyeri coming around, Saka-ish type goal. Promising, very promising. This kid, he's been consistent, showing out, showing in, and that's a plus for Arsenal, you know. So yeah, man. I mean, great performance from Arsenal. I think if they really use this as a basis moving forward and think about battering teams, because that's what you can tell they came in with that energy. They came in, this is a revenge. This is they're gonna regret everything they said, especially Haaland. You saw what Luis Kelly did. It was really, really, really hurtful. I can tell. You know.
Now he knows who he is.
Now he knows. He's never gonna forget. You know. So man, big statements made there by Arsenal, keeping themselves in the title race. Really important. When it comes to City, as you said, Thierry, I mean, top 4 is going to be a battle for them this year. It's not going to be easy. They can still make it. It's still City, but it's still going to be a challenge. You know, even with Marmoush, you don't see really too much improvements, honestly. Obviously, it takes time to gel. It takes time to come up with something, but he was flashy in his first game, but this game I didn't feel him much at all. Maybe that's just
he was flashy because that's why I'm in the group. I put like, this is shameful for Chelsea because they played right into City's hands, and it was so dumb the way they played. Because obviously we know City is gonna try and play and stuff like that, and you try and press them high. That's fine. But you clearly see that all they're doing today is lumping it long for Marmoush, for Haaland. Like, drop a little bit, just a little bit. That's it. But they just play right into City's hands.
That's a good point. You know, Arteta did his homework. That's this guy. Pep is this guy. So yeah, as Jan said as well, like the respect is gonna be a little bit more, you know, mutual now. Like
none of that
patronize us no more.
None of that. Oh no, Arteta. None of that. No one to hear that anymore, man. But yeah, I mean, what you said, Freddie, is exactly that. And then I'm just gonna start with City real quick, and then in terms of I mean, when you're talking about Marmoush, I thought Marmoush in the first half was their best player because he was picking up areas like a little bit like Odegaard type, where at some point, you know, Partey and the fullback, or Partey and the defender, because Marmoush was taking out these half spaces, we didn't really know who to pick up, who was going to follow him or who was going to stay. But yeah, they quickly figured that out, and that it was just non-factor towards the end. But yeah, I mean, City, just like you said, I mean, when I looked at the starting lineups, and I see Bernardo Silva, Kovacic, and I thought it was going to be Foden, but it wasn't even Foden in the middle. It was Marmoush, kind of like playing in the middle. I'm like, this is an opportunity for us to just overrun them in midfield. And that's pretty much what happened. Just to echo what you both said, that's pretty much what happened when we pressed. I feel like when we scored the goal, I don't know if Arteta said it, told them to, or maybe it was just a little bit of muscle memory. But we went a little bit within ourselves, and we didn't press as much. The press wasn't. That's when City started playing, because they have a little bit more time. I mean, you got players like Bernardo Silva and Kovacic. Yes, they don't have legs, but like if you give them time on the ball, they're very good players. So they'll pick out the pass and everything. So that's when I thought, they started to get back into the game. But I think it was more us playing within ourselves. Because every time we actually pressed them, we looked dangerous, and we looked like we was going to score a goal every time. But I didn't understand why we were playing with ourselves like that. And when the game was there, like you said, Terry, the game was there for the taking. And then, like I said, I think it was just a little bit of muscle memory. It's City. What happened in the first game, and everything like that. But yeah, second half, I mean, it took Haaland to score for us to wake up again and get back on that press. And then, we just from then on, it was just a blowout, and they just couldn't do anything. And I was expecting a win before the game. I was expecting us to win like 2-1. That's what I predicted. But 5-1, it was just coming, man. This team is just not good. And to talk about them, it's like, yes, they've made these signings, but they've never addressed the actual problem that they have, which is midfield. I mean, they got a good forward. I mean, Marmoush is looking good. He's looking good. And today, like I said, for the first 20-25 minutes, he's the only one that was actually causing us problems. Like putting some good passes, picking up good spaces. But that's not what City needs right now. City needs legs in the middle, and they haven't addressed that. The poor kid last week, thrown into the deep end, and within 5 minutes, makes a mistake. I mean, that's not his fault. It's his first game in.
They chucked him in there.
Game in the Premier League against a big team like Chelsea. Come on, man. And that's I'm sure his confidence is shot. But I mean, welcome to the Premier League. I'm not gonna feel too bad for you. But I mean, that's it. They still haven't. I mean, they still got one more day, but they still haven't addressed their problem, which is the midfield. And until they address it, they're gonna have to score more than other teams, because their defense is leaky, and you cannot sustain that every game. You cannot, and especially when you come to a good team, well set up like Arsenal, like Chelsea was. I mean, I think Chelsea just gave them that game, to be honest.
They gave them that game.
When you get into a well-drilled team, you're gonna get spanked playing like that. So I mean, at the end of the day, that's a fantastic win for us. It's a statement win. We had to win that game, because you lose that game, that's 9 points, gap for City, and they have a game in hand. So that could potentially be 12 points. So yeah, I mean, we'll see Liverpool what they do in midweek. I'm like you as well. I'm probably more hopeful than thinking about it, but I think Everton can get results, hopefully, and then we'll go from there. I mean, at the end of the day, right now, all we can do is just take care of ourselves, and then just hope for the best. That's all we can do right now. So as long as, but I feel this win is gonna inject some confidence in the team as well, and then just let them know, listen, we can do this. Just focus on ourselves, win our games, no silly stuff. And then you never know at the end of the day. We'll see.
Yeah. Like you said, we'll see. I mean, there's a lot of hurdles left. I mean, there's still 14 games, and Champions League as well. He's gonna come in there. Like, it's gonna be difficult. But I mean, you guys as well, like we talked about, you guys need some activity in the market. And I see you guys were chasing Watkins. That's probably not gonna happen with you now. But what did you think about that?
Watkins is injured now anyway, right?
Is he injured? I don't know.
I think he pulled out.
Oh yeah, he got injured in that last game.
Oh, in this game? Oh, I didn't see that game this week. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, with Duran as well leaving, so they're probably gonna not want to try and sell. But what did you think about that? Because we know we talked about Watkins.
You've been the main guy bashing my man Watkins.
we know you weren't too chuffed about Mr. Watkins.
No, it's not that I'm not too chuffed about him. I just feel like he's not as good as people think he is. The guy
yeah.
You know, I mean,
it's not as good.
It's got a British bias as well, so they're gonna
yes, of course.
They've always done that. But Watkins is not as good as people think he is. I mean, he's a decent player. He's okay, but I mean, it's not. It's not.
Is it better than Havertz?
Yeah, I mean, Havertz
in
is
terms
not
of finishing.
Well, he's a better finisher than Havertz because he's a striker and Havertz is not. You know, at the end of the day, Havertz is not a striker. He's not a number 9. Like we know that. Like that's true. So he's a better finisher, yes. And I mean, he's got strengths that I see that could benefit the team. You know, and for us having Watkins right now, it's not going to be a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to have.
Honestly, it wouldn't have been a bad signing.
But is it the striker that I want? No, like that's definitely not. There's too many players out there that I want instead of Watkins right now. But if it's Watkins that we can get right now, I'm not going to say no to it because Watkins he's a decent player. He's going to score you goals, especially in a setup like we have. I mean,
exactly. Yeah, I feel like it'll get better.
But the thing about that is, like, if Watkins comes, we're going to have to change our game a little bit because he's not that post-up striker that Arteta likes. He's the guy that runs channels, runs in behind. So it's going to be a little bit different. For me, it's a good thing, and it's a different option that you need to have. You can't have just the same kind of strikers and play the same way all the time. But yeah, I mean, I don't think Watkins come and just an automatic starter in Arsenal. That's what I'm saying. He's not that guy who's going to come and just take that number 9 shirt and is undisputed every single week. I don't think so. So
really, for 60 mil? Like let's say they had accepted the 60 mil bid. You think for 60 mil he comes in and he's not a starter?
I don't think it's the starter in Arsenal. I don't think it's a starter. In terms of the style that we play right now. Like I said, for him to be a starter, we have to change the way we play a little bit. And is Arteta going to do that just for you? That's another question. I'm not saying it's just my opinion. I don't think it starts. I don't think it's undisputed. It's going to compete with other players, But right now, I think Arteta just loves Havertz so much that Havertz is the guy for right now. Havertz is the guy for right now. Unless you get another number 9 that does exactly what Havertz does, like a Osimhen, like I don't know, a Retegi from Atlanta, like that kind of striker, like a Sesko. I think that's the kind of strikers that Arteta likes more than the guys that will run in behind and do that. That's just my opinion.
Good point. I mean, yeah, I do feel like if you want to save your money, it's fine. Not to make.
And Watkins is 29. He's going to be 30 soon.
That's what I didn't get.
I don't think it's good business to pay 60 million.
I don't think it's good business.
I don't think so.
I don't think Villa was going to let him go anyway.
They need a striker, and I think he improves the team, and I think he comes. Well, I think he would.
He can get 10 goals for the rest of the season.
He improves the team. He improves the team because is an option, which we don't have right now. We don't have options. Like the next option we have is Raheem Sterling.
I think
I'm not listening him. Like maybe I'm talking.
I get what you mean. I think it still improves the first team in that sense. I know you do have to change a little bit of your style, but not that much because you guys cross the ball a lot. Like you guys that's maybe some of the criticism that you guys get, that you guys do a bit one-dimensional with the crossing. He would love that. He would love. He's a striker that is in the box. He would love to have crosses coming in left, right, and center all the time. I know that with the channels, he probably doesn't want to get the ball to feet as much as Havertz and stuff. But I still feel like he comes in and he improves the team. But the deal as a whole, paying that much for a 29-year-old just doesn't make sense for me.
Yeah, because right now, what he's gonna want? He's gonna want maybe a 5-year deal minimum. So that takes him to like 34, 35. I mean, for 60 mil, if it was like 40 mil, 50, maybe 60. Yeah. I mean, that's just my opinion. But it looks like it's a guy that we can get right now, unless there's something that just comes out of the blue. But I mean, this news that we were looking to get him came out of the blue too. So So I mean, you just never know. I mean, tomorrow will be the day where we all find out. But we definitely need some reinforcements if we're gonna carry on in this and compete, because there's days like this where everything works for you like this, but when it doesn't work for you, that's when we get found out and then we can't get the results that we need. And that's when you need like that number 9, that poacher that will put the ball in the back of the net. Like when he has one chance, he puts it in, instead of having Havertz who needs 25 chances before and he waits until we've 3-1 up, 4-1 up before he scores. Like when we need you the most, like he's gonna put a rosette or something like. So that's not what we want.
Hey, I'm happy for him because he got the other goal.
He had to get that goal, man.
Like it just, his head just doesn't drop. The guy just carries on, man.
He just carries on,
He just carries on. Just do his thing. It's like, okay, whatever. Maybe I'm having a rough day, but I'm still gonna work hard, and that's why people like it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, anything else to say about this game before we move on?
Hey, on to the next. For you guys, when is the Champions League? That's the week after the one coming.
That's in like 3 weeks, I think.
Yeah, that's
because they get the bye because they finished top 8, so they don't.
Yeah,
you guys they have to play the playoffs and everything, and then we need to find out who's gonna play them.
Yeah, I feel like that's when things are gonna really get intense for you guys.
Yeah, I feel like.
Yeah, definitely. That's why we need reinforcement, because right now it's literally bare bones. But I think there's a few players on the way back.
Okay.
White is coming back. Calafiori is in the team now, even though he's like on the bench. I mean, just Lewis Kelly, man, what a kid! Like, just come in and it's literally put Calafiori on the bench right now. So that's his place to lose. There's we've got a few players coming back. I heard Tomiyasu as well. I mean, Tomiyasu, right? He's probably gonna come for 2 games and go back again. But I mean, he's on his way back. And I mean, they told us March for we don't know, maybe mid-March, end of March for Saka. So that's still a little bit of way away. So that's why we need reinforcement, because we need help. We need help, and because Havertz cannot play there every week, he can't.
Yeah,
like, at least he needs help. Yeah, at least right now, if Havertz goes, what do we do? Like, we're done.
Yeah,
but,
that's true.
Yeah, that's true. It's true.